It's an industry that right now is being subsidized, right? It's a subsidized industry. So the solutions really that you see a lot of out there right now, right? A lot of them are actually not running profitably from what I can see, from what I can see from my side.
If I can ask a question here. So from both an advertiser perspective and a publisher perspective, what is currently wrong with the solutions that exist on the market?
Yeah, so a lot of the solutions that are on the market currently are still following the historical model with the multi-rewards, and they're using that as their main foundation. But as the users, you're going to have some users that are whales, right? We know that in the terms of UA, right? You're going to have some users that are going to be dolphins, right? They're the small purchasers that do a $1 or $2 or $5 purchase, right? And you want to make sure that you can maximize the whales' possibilities, and you want to make sure that you maximize the dolphins' possibilities, right? And using personalized rewards to engage those users, right? And engage those users to the maximum that you can. That's really where the market is going. And that is really what's going to make the difference between a lot of the rewarded solutions that are out there. A lot of them, they don't have those capabilities of personalizing and segmenting their user base in an effective way to actually use that to target that and show that correctly. So you have a lot of players right now that are out there, right? A lot of money that's coming in from VCs, and that's really stimulating that a lot right now and pushing the market very heavily into a territory that is heavily growth oriented, but not really profitability oriented.
Yeah, of course.
It's an industry that right now is being subsidized, right? It's a subsidized industry. So the solutions really that you see a lot of out there right now, right? A lot of them are actually not running profitably from what I can see, from what I can see from my side. So the solution that is going to be actually work well, right? It's going to be profitable for both the demand partner and profitable for the monetization partner and for the company at the same time. And that's the balancing act that's going to be working out right now.
Yeah. So I guess that explains why some publishers I've worked with, they've gotten some offers from companies in the space to integrate their Offerwall in their games. And the sums that have been thrown around are kind of staggering or eye-watering. What's going on there? Because it doesn't seem like it's sustainable.
Yeah, so there's a lot of integration bonuses going on at this moment, right? So
it's just a good old mediation fight again, like it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah. It's a new mediation fight.
Yeah, so really, there's a lot of numbers being thrown around, right? Trying to get integrated with publishers, right? And trying to get them integrated with their SK and doing exclusivity on that side, right? And then there's different solutions that are being thrown around, like revenue guarantees, integration bonuses, skill bonuses, right? You hear it. I've heard of so many different deal structures now that I'm like, okay, well, what is actually the most effective one? But yeah, I have a lot of different partners that are out there that right now they're throwing all kinds of different solutions out there and different amounts out there, right?
It's fun to be an admon consultant again, I can tell you that.
Yeah. So yeah, but there's different structures related. But in the monetization solutions that are out there now, right, it is very interesting to really be able to understand what is actually a good monetization solution and what is not a good monetization solution, right? Like if you look at it from a monetization point of view, right, you have no way to really know, hey, is one solution good or is one solution bad? Even if they give you, let's say, an integration bonus or a revenue guarantee, right? If your users are used to a certain offer wall, right? It's not like switching a rewarded video ad.
Yeah.
If you have a rewarded video ad, like if you have one video or another video, right? We all see the same video ads across the board now. But an Offerwall is a more personalized experience. It really is something that the user gets used to. It's a user behavior, right? If you make some changes from 1 month to the other month to the other month to the other month because you have integration bonuses, right? It might impact retention, right? It might impact performance, right? So choosing a good monetization solution is actually extremely important because it's not just a rewarded video ad. It's not as I can switch from AppLovin to Unity Play and then actually get the same rewarded video ads and about the same experience. It's a very different experience as well for users. So how do you actually choose these different partners?
What should I do then? I mean, what kind of questions should I ask?
Dino's list what to look for as a publisher.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good. We can definitely go into that. That list, I would love to hear.
So to be straightforward in terms of a rewarded partner, it's like the rewarded partners that are out there that are there at the moment, right? It's really engagement is a huge aspect of these monetization solutions, of how well they can potentially engage the user base, because that will have a direct impact on your retention and your overall profitability. right? So a good monetization solution, a good Offerwall will allow you to be able to get much higher retention from your users that might churn because they don't want to purchase and they get stuck. So what is an engaging Offerwall? Really, an Offerwall that is engaging is one that actually has rewards that are nice and easy for the user to get and not too difficult and doesn't look like a hurdle to get those rewards. It's actually more gamified, it's more of an experience that actually makes the user feel like, okay, this is just part of the game, right? It's just a little bit different game, but that's part of, okay, I'm also incentivized. There's the different things to engage me and actually can engage the user to keep engaging with that offer, but also with the app that they're on, right? Now, that's a little bit vague, right? So what does that mean? What am I actually saying, right? So I can just gibberish, or I actually have something to say here. So the main thing really is, like, if you look at games, what makes games engaging, right? It's the setup that they have is LiveOps, right? Is how can they engage users? What are the biggest game publishers out there that have the most success engaging their users effectively? Is solutions that have good LiveOps environments and good LiveOps setups, right? Deals, things that they can do, like a current tournament or something else that really engages the users to keep playing. Those are things that can bring your users back. It's new content, new things that they can actually see. Those are things that will actually keep your users engaged, right? So an Offerwall solution that has a good LiveOps environment that can offer deals that can engage users and can help you engage the users and activate the users is an extremely important aspect of a good monetization solution. And without
so basically
that,
what you're saying is, like, you need to have like, for example, when Arbor Day comes along, you need to have an Arbor Day event that basically does a pop-up from the Offerwall. Is that kind of what you mean?
Exactly.
Or
but also, like, why, even if you have a pop-up from the Offerwall, what is an incentive for the user just to activate something or play something or start something, right? What can you do to really engage the users that can differentiate you from other games that might not be giving certain specific rewards on particular days, like 4th of July or something else? So a live ops environment is extremely important because you can engage the right users at the right time, and you can push the users to engage and give a special offer that you might not be able to do with rewarded video ads. And at particular days where the user has more time and more activity that they can do certain things, that's the moment where you want to maximize your monetization, right? The weekends or in the night times or the different times where the user has more opportunities to actually do certain things, right? And has the time to actually engage with an offer wall that would, one, bring the quality for the client, for the demand partner that wants to promote and gets ROI from it, but also at the same time would engage the user so that they monetize enough so that the monetization solution actually generates enough revenue for the partner monetizing with them. So LiveOps is one of the most important things to look for when you're evaluating an SDK partner, right? An SDK partner that doesn't have a good LiveOps environment and doesn't have an environment that can actually engage the user outside of just the general offer wall. Just ask yourself, right? There's so many different offer walls. Why would I engage with this offer wall compared to that offer wall, right? Unless there's like some kind of special reward or something else that can really engage the user to get back and play on those offer walls. Right? If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but I think most Offerwalls offer this live ops stuff.
So it would surprise you.
Okay.
Not a lot of them actually have a lot of very huge amount of live ops opportunities. They might have a currency sale or something like that, right? So a currency sale was a very traditional way of engaging users, right? But what about engaging users to download a game for the day or do a tournament, right? Or make a purchase on any of the games and get a small reward. Different things that can actually stimulate the behavior of the user that would, one, benefit the monetization solution partner by generating immediate results by them doing events, but also generate higher quality for the client so that they can bid more aggressively on that same placement. And you'll be surprised, there's a lot of SDK solutions and Offwall solutions that do not have a very detailed or a very personalized engagement solution.
LiveOps, okay.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, we did a lot of Offerwall with Eastside Games when I was the admin manager there, and it's very spiky, like the revenue, right? And it's always when you have an event, and that's when you find out events that you never really heard of, like Arbor Day.
Yeah.
But it works, you know?
Yeah, it does work. Yeah, that works well. The goal is that if you can really personalize this on the user level and say, okay, these users are the ones that we will really want to engage because those are the ones that maximize the results for you as a monetization solution, but also the demand partner so that they can bid more aggressively. That's really where the personalization works on the LiveOps environment, because those LiveOps environments are generally just for particular days, right? So 4th of July event or a Arbor Day, right? That the one that you mentioned. But if you can personalize this on users and actually segment this on individual users and only do it on on those individual users only, and activate them at the same time by push notifications, in-app messaging, and other things that are all managed by a monetization solution, that is really where I see the difference between a traditional Offerwall and one that is actually able to help you maximize the results out of it.
We're talking about Android only, or now finally on iOS as well?
Android and iOS. So iOS recently, they became a lot more lax, a lot more easygoing with it. The iOS apps cannot primarily be an Offerwall, but they can have some kind of Offerwall solutions in it. Yes. Now, a lot of games that are actually approved. We also have our own iOS app. It's a rewards app with shopping and other aspects in it as well. Yeah. Yeah. But the second thing I would say is really, really important. And that is something that I've heard a lot from a lot of different monetization partners, is really the transparency that a monetization solution can give you. And you mentioned it yourself, Felix. You said there was like spikes, right? And you're like, figured out, oh, that's maybe Arbor Day, right? But maybe you have also experienced drops, right? That one day your performance 1 week is really good, and the next week it's down by 20 or 30%. What has actually happened there? What is actually occurring?
That's usually when the partners went like, we need to target more of your payers.
Yeah. And that's where the obliqueness and the fakeness starts. And you'll be like, okay, maybe let's target more of the payers now. Okay, all right. But what we've seen a lot with a lot of our partners, right, is that they don't really have the tools to really optimize their Offerwall. They have maybe a specific cohort that they can say, okay, I'm going to segment my payers and my non-payers, right? Or I'm going to do a currency sale. Really, that's where it stays off and stops. A good monetization solution is something that can integrate with your UA and actually allow you to optimize the journey of the Offerwall based on the sources that you're buying from. Meaning, if you're buying traffic from AppLovin, for example, right? Or you're buying traffic from Unity or from Google, right? These users have different user behavior, right? But they all see the same Offerwall currently if you're using a traditional Offerwall provider. But what if you can actually show different user journeys based on the UA channels that they're coming from? What if you can actually show to the users from Google a different solution that would actually maximize the earnings from your Google campaigns?
Yeah, that's what I would like to do, definitely.
Yeah, you want to make sure that the campaigns that you're having and the UA that you're doing, right, that you're not, if you're starting new UA channels, right, that doesn't hurt overall earnings as an Offerwall. Let's say you're starting a new traffic source, right? And this traffic source is horrible quality, right? But it looks really good from an Offerwall solution because you're getting a lot of revenue, but the quality is really bad for the demand part, right? What is going to happen for your monetization solution? You're just suddenly going to get a drop of quality and you're going to get campaigns paused. That's where you're going to get the 20, 30% drop. And that's when the Offerwall solution is going to tell you, hey, we need to target more payers because they don't actually know where the traffic is coming from. They don't really know if the Google traffic or the AppLovin traffic or the other traffic sources are actually the ones that are providing them the quality that will actually benefit the monetization solution.
Right. Like, let's say you knew that ad ROAS campaigns from like these group of users came from a Google ad ROAS campaign and these came from an IAP purchase campaign from AppLovin. How would you ideally, or how would a Offerwall look different for those two users or group of users?
So let's say you have two different solutions, right? You're buying, let's on the UA perspective, let's put it from a UA perspective. You have like different campaigns running on Google, right? One is optimized for IA, one is optimized for IAP, right? You're trying to use their algorithm to target different user segments, right? And those different user segments have different behaviors because that's why you're targeting them on that behavior, but they're also going to have different behavior on the Offerwall itself because one is more focused on IAP, one is more focused on IA, and one generates more results based on that particular campaign. So basically, you have different behaviors from those users. And if you have one user group that has a bad behavior, that can pull down the entire monetization solution by affecting the other segments that actually perform really well on the Offerwall. So let's say you have a campaign that's only focused on installs. And those users, they come into the Offerwall, they just download something and they don't do anything else. That's going to be very bad performance. It looks good, right? Because maybe you're being paid out on the install, so your ROI is going to look good, but the quality is actually very bad. And what the result is that you as a placement, you as an Offerwall, as a source, let's say you have a game, the entire Offerwall gets affected, not just the individual source that gets affected.
Sure, but what's the difference on the Offerwall side then? How would you kind of differentiate the Offerwall between like those segments? Because of course, like we like Felix asked, like we have the campaign for ad ROAS on a Google, which is one segment. And then there's another segment, which is IAP uploading. And there's like huge quality difference. What would the otherwise Offerwall look like, or the solution look like? And what would the uploading IAP campaign Offerwall solution looks like?
Cool. So the perfect monetization solution is one that can use that data and show different games that actually perform really well for that particular source automatically.
Hyper-casual versus RPG, for example.
Okay.
If you have an IAA-based game on UA and you're optimizing for UA for IAA, right? And that works really well for IAA games on the Offerwall, then you want to show more IAA games so that you maximize the users.
So that's so that's the difference. Okay.
And if you have a UA channel that is optimized towards IAP, and those users are IAP purchasing users, and they suddenly want to play a game on the Offwall instead of making a purchase, right? You want to show them more IAP-based games because that will probably perform better. Right?
Okay, so and if you don't have the segmentation and you're buying from all these sources, and then you show the Offerwall, which is focused on IAA games, to the IAP ROAS uploading campaign, it's going to absolutely suck. And it's going to be very damaging. Okay.
And what's going to happen is on the monetization side, right? You're going to suddenly have a drop of revenue, and you don't know where this is coming from. And because also the partners and the monetization partners, they don't really want to showcase the data like, hey, this campaign got paused, that's why the performance is going lower, right? And a good monetization solution is really your partner. It's really someone that, hey, I saw my revenue drop by 20 or 30%. What's really going on? Can you look in it from your side? And it can give you answers and tell you, like, yeah, we saw a new source that you activated, right? It's this source, and they're bringing really low performance, right? I would suggest not to show these games to the Offwall, not to these sources, so it doesn't affect your overall monetization solutions, and it doesn't affect the overall monetization impact that the good sources are having. And that's very important because we've talked with many different game partners and different Offwall solutions, right? And they have sometimes very good months, 1, 2, 3 months, good months, and suddenly they have 20, 30, 40, 50% drop in revenue. And then they're like, where is it coming from? And if you don't have answers, how can you fix it, right? If you're never going to get an answer of where the results are bad or what channel is actually causing that, there's no way to really fix that and get out of that, right? So that's an important second point. So third and final really is the personalization of the Offerwall and really engaging the user in the offer itself, right? So we have the LiveOps environment to engage the users and get them activated, right? We have the media source data that it can be used to optimize on and really make sure that it doesn't impact your overall performance. And the third part is really the personalization, where you can gamify the experience for the users by when they are more engaged with offers on the Offerwall, that they get higher rewards automatically. And it's not a general Offerwall that you have level 10, level 50, level 100, level 50, 200, level 500, that everybody has the same reward. No, you want to offer the users that are going to bring more value for the client, higher rewards and more engaging rewards, and maybe leveling systems or anything else to actually engage the users to maximize their engagement with the Offerwall, so that then the advertiser will be more comfortable with bidding a lot more aggressively and monetizing also better. So the hyper-personalization of the Offerwall is an extremely important part, right? How to personalize the rewards for every user that comes onto the Offerwall. How does that monetization solution do that, right? And if you have good answers on these points, that gives you all the tools really to maximize the possibilities of a monetization partner and a monetization solution. So those are really the 3 points that I would say that are very important for any monetization solution to have at this time and at this moment in the market.
Can I add one?
Yeah, sure. Good.
4, aesthetics. Some of these Offerwalls look like absolute shit.
Oh, man. It looks like from like Windows 95.
Yeah, 95.